Let's go. Let's go, man. Hunt the ball. Let's go, family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family.
Hello, football family. Welcome into Huddle It Up Films, Week 16, if you can believe it, NFL picks. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, ho, ho, ho. We got the Raven Santa over there. Alec, in the spirit, man. I love it.
Christmas Eve. Got to get after it.
Christmas Eve, yes. That's when we're recording this. Who knows when these games are going to be played? I think you kind of jinxed us last week when you're like, hey, we're starting with a Saturday game. And the next day it was like, no, we're not, Alec. We're not starting with a Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And we'll see what happens this week. No moves so far, but anything can happen, as we all know. I think we'll probably find out in the next 2 days. That's my guess.
Yeah, it's getting rough, man. Some of the teams are going through it now, and but still on the year, Alec, 115-92. So you slipped up a little bit. I had a good week again last week, so I've been stringing them along. So yeah, those 6 disagreements, I won 4 out of the 6. So I picked up a couple games on you. So we're starting in Green Bay. Just had a tough game with the Ravens, and they're playing the Cleveland Browns, who are coming off an even tougher game where Nick Mullins started. The Packers are 7.5-point favorites. I'm taking Green Bay in this one. I still don't know what's going on with Cleveland, their COVID situation, people coming back, people going back out. So I'm just going to take the Packers and hope that the Ravens didn't transfer any COVID to the Green Bay side over there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also going with the Packers here because I just don't think the Browns are all that great, particularly with all the injuries and COVID issues that they've been having lately. I just think that they're going to be a team that kind of flames out here at the end. And the Packers are still got, MVP, Aaron Rodgers and Devonta Adams doing their thing. So hard to pick against them, particularly at home. Next up, we got Colts at Cardinals. Very close line. Cardinals are a 1-point favorite. I'm going with the Cardinals in this against conference game. It was a tough one to choose for me, but I think the Cardinals are just the better team. When you look at them, the Colts have like the secret recipe with Jonathan Taylor, but I think Wentz is going to get himself into trouble with the Cardinals defense, throw a pick or two, and get them in a disadvantaged state. So I'll go with the Cardinals here.
Okay, first disagreement of the night. I'm taking Indianapolis. I actually think Indianapolis is the better team. The Cardinals have the better quarterback, which makes up a lot of that. So, I mean, technically, maybe the Cardinals do have the better team. I like Indy's roster. I like the way Indy's playing better than the Cardinals. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that down. Give me Indy. Give me the point, even though the point's going to be insignificant, chances are. Next game, New York Giants at Philadelphia. Philadelphia, 10-point favorites. And it's a ton of points for Philly to give, but I'm going to have to give it. I'm going to have to give the points. Take Philadelphia. Giants team is a mess. I'm sure you can tell us all more about that, Alec. How about that New York Giants team?
Yeah, I mean, the line's historically bad. The quarterback is historically bad. It doesn't even matter if they have a backup in or Danny Dimes, in my opinion. The team's just not gelling. The Eagles, on the other hand, they figured out how to work with what they've got. They probably are running with the most optimal situation given their lineup and their roster. So it's a lot of points, like you said. I could definitely see the Giants keeping it close enough and not allowing the Eagles to cover, but I'm going to go with the Eagles too. Rams at Vikings. The Rams are a 3.5-point favorite despite being on the road. We know the Vikings like to keep games close, and a 3.5 makes me hesitant, but I'm going to go with the Rams anyways. I think we've just been able to see the kind of impact Kupp is able to have on a game. We'll have Kupp against Jefferson here. We'll have the battle of the quarterbacks. I think Cousins really showed some decline last week. It makes me not have that much confidence even at home. So I'm going to go with the Rams here to be able to deliver.
I was mad at myself for straying away from the Vikings, and they ran into that bad Bears team. And I took a loss last week going with the Bears and took I think it was 4.5 points. Yeah. I'm going against the Vikings again, Alec. I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams. Dalvin Cook on the COVID list and apparently not vaccinated. So that'll put him out for 10 days. I don't think he can test back in before that game. That makes him a little less balanced. There is a drop-off. Cook's just really, really good. And then, you have Jalen Ramsey on the Rams side who can lock down Vikings don't have that kind of benefit on their side. So, yeah, even on the road, I'm taking the Rams. Game of the week, Alec, I would say New England, Buffalo battling for the AFC East title in New England, and the Patriots are 2.5-point favorites. I took the Patriots the first time, taking them again in this game. No wind. I'm hoping that it's going to be a more level playing field this time, but I still like New England's ability to be balanced. I like their defense. I mean, there's a lot to like about the Bills team in this, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Patriots at home.
I'm going to go with the Bills mainly because of the lack of wind. I think the Bills could have won in that matchup against the Patriots last time, but they were just really stifled by the wind. We saw the Josh Allen take a sack deep into the Patriots territory, which knocked him out of field goal range because the wind was so crazy. A 40-yarder became impossible. So I think it was one of those games where it could have went the other way if it wasn't for the weather. Obviously, the Patriots had to play in it too, but I think the Bills have a big advantage when that's not on the table. So I'm all with the Bills here. Bucks at Panthers. The Bucks are a 10-point favorite despite losing lots of skill weapons. Fournette's going to be out. Godwin's done for the year. Evans is most likely not going to play. Antonio Brown's coming back. But and the Panthers said that Darnold will play at some point. Cam's starting, but Darnold will play. Bucks are going to win this game. Bucks are going to figure out a way to win by 10. The Panthers just, I don't know. They seem like a lost franchise right now. The fact that they're openly admitting to experimentation essentially at the quarterback position during the regular season suggests that they're packing it in.
It certainly does, and that was definitely almost locked the game in because of that. I'm taking the Bucks, but when you come out and say, hey, we're going to try out a couple quarterbacks here, see how it works out, it doesn't necessarily scream we're going to do whatever we can to win this game. So kind of the opposite, actually. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Bucks on this. Now, Alec, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, me too.
We have our first pick'em game on the channel. So it's always been at least a 1-point spread. This pick, there's no points involved. And when trash plays trash, you take the points. Trash playing trash. There's no points. I've been waiting for 3 hours to say this. This is great. So I'm glad that I had to set up to that when I got a chance to say it. Jacksonville at New York Jets. Jacksonville has packed it in for the year. Jacksonville did not look like they wanted to play last week. They've been sluggish all year. They have 2 wins. The New York Jets, almost as bad. They have 3 wins. Their coach is out. They're all COVID ravaged, but I'm still taking them over the Jags. I just can't do it. The post-Urban Meyer syndrome runs deep, my friend. And I think it's going to run through this game. I think the Jets win in New York on a cold day. Mark it down, man.
Lots of good reasons to go with the Jets there. I'm going to go with the Jags, and my reason is you left one key part out. The elite Joe Flacco has COVID. So therefore, the Jags are going to win. That's my analysis.
He's like the Kevin Bacon, man. It all comes back to Flacco. Some way, it all comes back to Flacco.
That's right.
Hey, there's the pup. You got it dressed up?
Yeah. All right, next up, we've got the Lions at Falcons. The Falcons are a 6-point favorite at home. Give me the Lions and let me lock it in. They won. They got that pizzazz right now, and I think they can definitely cover the 6 points. I think this is a trash versus trash game. I think the Lions are scrappy, and I'm locking it, man.
Love it. My name's Jason, and I'm a Dan Campbell-aholic. I would just like to say that on the program. I don't know what it is about this guy, man. I thought I was making the jokes. We were making the jokes. Go ahead and look it up. The kneecap biting Lions, but they really seem to like that man, and they're playing really, really hard for him. Falcons, not sure what's going on there. Not a great team. The score differential doesn't add up to the number of wins they have. They've been outscored. I'm going to go ahead and take those Lions and the 6 points, just like Alec. Lock it in, huh? So I'm going to lock this one in. I'm going to lock in the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 10-point favorites going to Houston. I just like the way the Chargers match up in this one. Even if Eckler doesn't play, I don't think that really matters. I think that the Chargers are way too much for the Houston Texans defense. Chargers like to score. Chargers like to go for it on 4th down. all of this adds up. Texans, are a mess. I'll go ahead and take the Chargers, give 10 points, and lock it in.
Great analysis. I'm also going with the Chargers here. I don't think there's much more to say about it, to be honest. I think the Chargers just the better team here, and they'll be able to figure out how to get the 10 points. Raiders. No. Ravens at Bengals. Bengals, 3-point favorite at home. These teams are essentially equal. They're fighting for the AFC North. The winner most likely is going to win the AFC North. It is the game of the season for basically both teams. In this situation, I'm taking the points. I'm going with the Ravens here to cover. I can't say with full confidence they're going to win, but I think with this kind of game where both teams need to win and just the way they're built, I can see it being close. So I'll take the Ravens and the points here.
Yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati in this game. We're going to disagree because the Ravens just don't have anybody left. It's between injuries and COVID at this point. And, the Bengals have been pretty fortunate with their injuries. They're missing, Logan Wilson's probably their biggest injury. Riley Reif, they're missing. Other than that, it's their opening day team pretty much. So it's just hard. The season's taking a toll on the Ravens. And I think that this is the last stop for Baltimore. I'll take Cincinnati in this game, which pains me to say because you know where my heart is. But I'm going to go ahead and pick it and take her to get a show.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I still think even with all the situations Rams run into, I'm going to take the Ravens because, I mean, do they really have any business keeping it that close against the Packers, given the same kind of problem? So I understand COVID's gone worse, but
yep,
I think it could still work out. So keeping the faith.
All right. Well, we have Chicago at Seattle. Chicago, 6.5-point underdogs. The Seattle Seahawks are the favorites. Despite knocking the Bears earlier in this program, I'm taking the Bears. I think that in this game, the running game is going to be key. It's going to be Justin Fields. It's going to be David Montgomery controlling this game. Russ still looks so out of sorts. I'm going with the Bears in this game. I just feel like 6.5 points is too many. If it was a 3-point game, maybe I would go ahead and take Seattle, but I'm taking Chicago in what I believe will be an ugly game.
I think so too. I think the Seahawks just haven't been able to dominate really and use their weapons correctly. Their defense is being up. I like the Bears here. I like Fields improving over time. Give me those 6.5 points. I think they can definitely keep it close. Broncos at Raiders. The Broncos are a 1-point favorite. Wow. I'm going with the Broncos here, despite their offense being all kinds of messed up. And I don't love it, but it's like kind of trash versus trash. And I know I'm not taking the points here or the home team, but just for whatever reason, I'm liking road dogs. If you haven't noticed, I've picked almost all road dogs this game. That's kind of the pattern. So I'm like 8 in a row road dogs. So yeah, I'll take the Broncos on the road.
Well, you're my road dog, bro. You're my road dog. So I'm going to ride with the Broncos too. Get up on the Broncos. 1-point favorite. I look back the first game. It was a while ago. The Raiders beat them in Denver, but that was a different Raiders team. I feel like the Broncos are what they are. They have a really good defense. And when I look at both sides of the ball, I see a bunch of mediocreness to not even that. And then I look at the Denver defense and I say, no, that's a good unit. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Denver because of their defense. So we have Pittsburgh, the Steelers trying to hang on. They're going to Kansas City. Kansas City, 6.5-point favorites. Give me the Chiefs in this game. I just feel like that when push comes to shove, Kansas City will figure this out. They're hotter than any team in the NFL. I think they've rolled Pittsburgh and really put the Steelers in a bad situation here.
Yep, the hottest team in the AFC at least. Maybe the NFL, like you said. The Chiefs are going to figure out a way to do this. 6.5 points isn't too much. They're at home. Steelers, there's no reason to think the Steelers are going to be able to keep it that close, all things considered. So yeah, give me the Chiefs here. Washington football team at Cowboys. Cowboys are a 10.5-point favorite. Unclear to me, at least, what the deal is with the Washington football team as far as COVID goes. I know that was a big issue for them last week. But regardless, I'm going to go with the Cowboys because Cowboys always cover. But not just that. I think even though 10.5 is a lot, I think when I bet on it, it was actually 10. So the line's moved even still. Not that my bet was the one that moved the line, all $2, but
Yeah, the high roller came in.
the high roller came in and shifted the lines. But yeah, I think the Cowboys here 10.5 is a weird one because that extra half really can get you. But I think overall they're just too good. Washington football team seems a little banged up, so yeah, go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys. You said a lot of good reasons there, and I agree with them. And just the way that the momentum's coming, and I like the fact that Dallas is not happy with how they've played. Dak is not happy with how they've played. So this is the opposite of complacent. They're trying to get it going. They know the division's there for the taking. They need to get themselves going. And what better place to do it against a familiar foe as the Washington football team. So the game that's scheduled as of right now for Monday night is Miami at New Orleans. New Orleans got some issues, man, with COVID. No quarterback. Trevor Siemian supposedly, is on the COVID list. Taysom Hill, same thing. So they're going with former Notre Dame product Ian Brook, I believe. Man, just a tough ask for a Miami team that's really hot. I don't like picking against the Saints in the Superdome, but I'm going with Miami in this game. Like I said, Miami's playing well. Their defense is good. If I had a side bet on this, it would be the under. Like I could really see this game being under 30 points, and just smashing the under of whatever it is. So yeah, give me Miami in New Orleans, which is hard for me to say, but I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, me too. I went to the Dolphins before the Saints news broke. And I think with that extra news of COVID, it feels really good to go with the Dolphins here. Just a really hot team ever since they beat Baltimore, hasn't lost. So I think they can keep it rolling. I think they dug themselves too big of a grave to maybe make the playoffs, but the team that we thought would be better than they showed all year is come out.
Is better. Yep.
Turns out.
Just a funny, it hurt my picks earlier in the year because I saw all that talent in Miami. And then, it just, what were they, 1-6, and now they won, or 1-7, and then now they won 6 in a row, something crazy like that. So,
yeah,
congrats to the Dolphins for turning it around. If you're going to have a season, even if you're, they're not going to be picking way high up, they've showed something for next year to give their fans and the organization what they have, what they can build off of. And some really good players. I think it's going to be a fun team to watch. I wasn't necessarily on Team Tua, but I feel like he can do a good enough job to make them a competitive team. If the rest of the roster is what it, is as good as it is right now.
Yep, I agree. I think they could benefit from like a 3rd or 4th round running back pick.
Yeah,
that would help them a lot.
A lot of juice in the rush game because and maybe another receiver to go along with Parker and Waddle, somebody other than Will Fuller.
Yeah,
somebody steady. They got Gesicki. They need offensive line help in Miami big time, but the defense is really nice, all 3 levels. So, all right, Alex. So we disagreed on 4 games this week. So that's pretty good. We were pretty much in lockstep. A lot of road favorites. It looks like Tampa Bay double-digit road favorite, the Chargers double-digit road favorite, the Jacksonville and at New York Jets game, the pick'em, the game of the week. Man, we should put an extra since we disagreed on that one. We should put like a extra $10 on it, man, between me and you or something.
Hey,
make
I'm cool with that.
Make it suspenseful.
I'll blow my whole bankroll, man. Talking to you.
$10. We're sitting there like hacking into computers trying to find the game on TV somewhere, so we can find the end of this exciting game. But Alec, here we are, man. We only have 2 more shows to go, dude. You're looking pretty good. Hopefully, you can stay above water here, man.
Yeah, I think that should be doable. I think though the big thing, I wouldn't mind doing this in the playoffs, but we'll talk about it. So
all right,
yeah, we'll see. But,
short show.
Yeah,
we could probably do that.
Yeah, it might be fun, but we'll talk about it. Doesn't have to happen, but yeah, man, we'll see. Got to keep it rolling. Hopefully, we can finish hot.
There you go, man. All right, well, good night to my football family. Be putting this up. Make sure you check out some cut-ups on the channel. Don't usually promote them on this show, but I got a couple of good ones up there this week. One of the Ravens, how they attempted to cover Devontae Adams, which was really unique. So yeah, check it out on the channel. Love the Santa hat, Alec. Digging it, man. So say goodnight to the people now.
Good night. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.